Alright, I'm on the farm today. Got the Massey 1105 out in the Krone 2801 CV mower, disc mower, impeller conditioner, and we're going to mosey over to my barn and cut that field. It's got Teff grass in it, and I want to put it down. If we get over here, you'll see from up here in the tractor camp, the Teff is somewhat lodged from some recent thunderstorm and with the downpours, and between the stuff being 30 inches tall or more, just the weight of the plant, and then the rain, the hard thunderstorms beating down on it, it's not as good as it could have been. And but I want to get it off the field so we can try for a second cutting. It's been raining, seemed like every day for weeks. Thunderstorms in the evening, and it's supposed to be breaking off. We might get just a little bit of shower, but I got about a 4-day window max, I think max, and I'm just going to try to get this hay in. The mower kicked out. I'm just letting the PTO run here a little bit. It's all greased up. My big fear is there's still a little bit of debris out in here. I picked up as much as I could, or what I saw, but my big fear is I'll hit something about yay big around, and I don't know if it'd do some damage. So I'm not going to be going very fast, and might cut my RPMs back just a little bit. But thought about using my Krone to assist with some of the lodging, maybe with the reel pulling it up, but in the end I decided just to go with the Krone at a high stubble. I'm not pitching the blades down, and I'll cut what I can get. Right in here it doesn't look too bad. So let me get going and I'll come back. So I'm going to kind of stay off the edges a little bit to avoid some potential debris, but also that would be over on this end or all around the field. But also, I've got some weed pressure in here. I didn't spray this grass, and I wanted to, but I wasn't too sure if it was a good idea or not. But out on the edge where the Teff goes thin, the weeds come in. Lamb's quarter primarily, and then down on that far end of the field I got a patch of Johnson grass. But let me make it round all the way around the whole place, and then I'll come back. Alright, so I've made one round, and stuff's really wet, and you can kind of see that my tires are wet, and high stubble cut to try to avoid any sticks or anything down under there, but you can kind of see where it's laid over. Maybe I'll get a decent second cut out of here. This might turn out to be pretty decent hay, but let me keep going. So I'm cutting across here, kind of dividing that side into its own field, if you will, for making long runs back and forth, and then I'll deal with some of this stuff down in here. Lamb's quarters, milkweed, that's what I'm primarily seeing, and then some Johnson grass, like right there. I'm running third gear, low range, multi-power, low and high, depending on where I'm at on the field. Probably about 1800 RPMs on the PTO. I'm sorry, on the about 1,800 RPMs on the tack. This grass is really thick and surprisingly, down on that end, some of it's kind of thin. The reason I didn't apply herbicide is I really didn't know what to expect, and as far as the overall grass, but I read over and over, and I've been told, and even my experience has been, you generally don't need herbicide with Teff grass because it'll just choke everything out. And it kind of has, but if anything made it through the canopy, like these lamb quarters, then it's kind of flourishing. Right there's the right in here is the Johnson grass. It's always been up in this corner, and I got to invest in a weed wiper in a bad way. Actually, I'll probably make one, but that stuff's coming in everywhere around here, and it comes from on the highways, it seems like, and I guess birds pick it up, and I guess birds pick it up and drop it in the fields, but not quite as bad as autumn olive yet, but it's definitely an invasive grass. It can make decent hay, I'm to understand, but it's got to be managed. So I'm kind of coming out on the headlands and making a loop around. This is going to be a little bit of a triangular shaped field when I get done with it. See, I got weeds right in there. I don't know what's going on with that, but that could have been prevented if I'd have sprayed. I'll definitely spray for the second cut. Probably fertilize and spray. So I've cut hay in here before, but I would come from down there and up towards that Johnson grass, and it was kind of narrow. It wasn't a big spot. But this is the first time I've taken a cut on the whole field since I had the autumn olives taken out. So the field's still a little bumpy from where I disked it down and used the cultivator kind of dig up the roots. But I'm going to be disking it down again this fall. I want to put it in Timothy. That's going to be the permanent grass on this field. So one thing I got working against me on this field is this ground is absolutely saturated. You can see it on my tires, and so there's going to be evaporation just out of the dirt on this, making its way through the Teff grass, and we really need some wind and just direct sun. In order to get this stuff dry, and Teff grass is hard to dry to start with. Even with the grass lodged and not kind of laying over like it is right out in here, I'm going to have a fairly good yield off this field. I'm kind of cutting into my yield by having a high stubble, but I feel like that's the best chance of getting the stuff to grow back one more time. I'll have a good 30 to 40 days, 40-day window for this grass to come back on, or more if I want to go on into September. We're in the middle of July here. Well, it looks like the sun's coming out. I don't know if it's going to stay that way. I think we might still get a little rain shower tonight. Just kind of plugging along here. When I get finished this little strip left, I'll come back. Alright, so I got this part of the field cut. Out through there, and I'm about to run out of diesel fuel, so I need to let this thing cool down a little bit and get a splash of diesel. I might get a little splash of dinner, and I'll come back and finish the rest of it. But just kind of drive out here where you can see it a little bit where I've cut. Get out. So you can see a lot of it is kind of laid over. That's no good, but you know, I'll take what I can get off this field. The goal here was to get some revenue off the summer and kill the field in the spring, and then kill it in the fall again so we can put this into Timothy. But I mean, that's a lot of grass right there. I'll kick it out a little bit. I mean, there's some lodged grass underneath there, but definitely going to get some square bales out of here, and maybe even some round bales. And when I get done with it, I may take my 12-foot bat wing and just kind of go over it, kind of level everything up, and to clip it. But for right now, I need to get a little bit of diesel for the Massey 1105. And so cutting the Teff grass, first cut. Feel like I'll get a second cut here. It hadn't gone to head. It's not produced a seed head yet, so it ought to still be good to go for a second cut. And I don't know, maybe even a third cut. But I gotta get the rest of the field going around the barn down that way. I'll get back at it, but as far as this video goes, this is about as far as I'm going to go with it. 1977 Massey Ferguson 1105, Krone 2801 CV, impeller tine conditioner, disc mower impeller tine conditioner. It excels in grass hay, and that's what we got here. So we'll be back with more videos. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, come along for our hay odyssey. And we'll talk to you later.